Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast Business Success by Design. I'm your host, James Lawson. And hey, we've been off for about 2.5 weeks. Been on vacation, taking some well-deserved time off, Angela and I. So I'm glad to be here. So what are we going to do this week? Well, I'm seeing a lot of stuff out there talking about how to get you guys to your first 100K in your business. And a lot of it's shite. And I quite basically, I want to talk to you about how we did it for us. Now, again, I want to always emphasize this is what worked for us. I don't know if it's going to work for you, but it was a very simple methodology that kept things incredibly focused and didn't have us kind of bouncing all over the place. And I want to share it with you because I think it is going to be incredibly helpful. So, all that being said, I'll be right back.
Welcome to the Business Success by Design podcast, where you'll learn everything you need to know about building a thriving business. This isn't theory. It's hardcore strategies and tactics designed to help you win. Join us as top business coaches, marketers, and business insiders pull back the curtain on what really works in building the business you want and what's just complete BS. Now, sit back and listen to rockstar host James Lawson, he's the one with a funny accent, and Angela Inzerillo as they go deep, cut through the crap, and get to the core of making your business work for you.
Okay, so what is this strategy, this methodology that James is so hyper about? Before I tell you, let me give you a little bit of the backstory. When Angela and I first started our business, we were going back to 2009, and we were in a franchise, and it wasn't working so well. So after about 4 years, we decided to leave the franchise and we went independent because, we felt we knew better than they did, which was true in some ways, not true in others, but that's beside the point. Here's the thing. We found a really cool coach. I'm not going to tell you who his name is because if you want coaching, I want you to come to me. But we found this really cool coach who had gotten this methodology from someone else, who I'm sure got it from someone else. But it was called the 5 1s, right? It's called the 5 1s. And when we adopted this methodology, things started to happen. A lot of good things really started to happen because we went through this period of time where we just weren't really sure who we really should be serving and what we should be offering people and yada yada, like the whole gambit. Basically everything that we now teach our students, which is how to get your ideal client, how to identify them, do your messaging, unique differentiation, how to create your offer, how to build your model, the whole gambit, right? So now that we've been through all of this is what we now teach our students. But back then, we really didn't know what the hell to do and how we should actually do this. So we came across from our own coach at the time this thing called the 5 1s. And basically, it works this way. Have a target market, right? Get to know who your target market is or your ideal client, however you want to define that. We want to make sure that we understand, like, what is the problem that we solve for that ideal client? Like, what is the big thing that we solve for them? We want to know how we're going to generate the leads for that ideal client. We want to know what our conversion event is going to be. So, and I'll walk you through this in a second. And then we want to do all of that for 12 months, right? So that's your 5 1s. One target market, solve one problem, have one solution, right? And have one lead conversion type event and do it for 1 year. So we adopted this methodology, and honestly, it completely changed our business because now we really had just this singular focus, which is the whole idea of doing this, is that you're not bouncing around looking at 15 or 20 different things. What you are doing is staying hyper-focused, right, on just 4 things and doing it for a period of time. Now, the reason we want to do this for a year is, first of all, it takes time to get traction. It takes time for things to happen, right? And one of the big mistakes that we were making, and we see a lot of people making, is you just don't give something enough time. Now, it's equally as bad if you give it too much time, like you're trying to beat a dead horse, right? You got to know when something has gone too long and you need to change. But that's not this, right? It wasn't the thought process or the methodology for doing the 5 ones. So we spent some time and we says, okay, who's it we really want to work with? And we asked ourselves 3 questions. Who do we like? Who can we help? And can they pay? Right? That's the 3 big questions that we want to ask. Once we kind of whittled that down, we said, well, okay, well, our target market, our ideal client is really someone who is in the early stage of a business. We like coaches. We love coaches and consultants and service providers, but, it could really be any. We're a little bit business agnostic. But we knew that those were the types of people that we really wanted to help. And then we said, okay, but what is the big problem that we can solve? So we thought about our history. We thought about what we had been through. And a massive chunk that was missing for a lot of companies in the early stage of business was understanding their marketing foundation, right? Who is my ideal client? What is my messaging? What makes me different? What should my model look like? What's my deliverable? What is my offer? So we decided to build a model around those things, and that became the marketing foundational piece, became the solution to a problem, which is I'm working a lot, I'm doing a lot of stuff, nothing's happening, right? I'm not getting leads, I'm not getting clients, but I'm putting a lot of time in. I'm starting to get frustrated. There's anxiety, there's frustration, the whole 9 yards. So we identified like the big problem that our ideal client had. We then had the solution to that. And then the next part is, well, okay, what is going to be the conversion event? We figured out that one of the best ways for us at that time to help our clients was to do a live workshop. So our conversion event became a live workshop, of which we did like 2 a month. And we did that for a year. Every month for a year. So my point in telling you all of this is there's a lot of things that you can do in your business to try and drive business, especially when you're, let's call it in the infant stage, right? I mean, you've just started your business, you're trying to get things going. But ultimately, right? Ultimately, the big thing here is you got to get revenue. You got to drive some clients. So you want to make this as simple as possible. You don't want to have 20 things to manage. You want to find one thing that you're really, really good at that you can convert clients from and do it in a fairly predictable and repetitive way. Now, when COVID hit, we changed from live and we went to webinars, and we just did the same thing. We just happened to do it through a webinar. The key thing was coming up with the signature presentation. The key thing was coming up with a workshop, which was half a day, that created enough value for the people in the room that at the end of that, we could then invite them to a phone call, and then that phone call convert them into clients. So that was the process. It wasn't convoluted, it wasn't hard, but it did mean getting super hyper focused and not trying to work with lots of different people, solving lots of different problems, offering up lots of different solutions, and having lots of different lead generation and conversion type events. We did one of each. And within 12 to 14 months, we were well over $100,000 a year in revenue. So it just works, right? It just works. My suggestion to you guys as you listen to this, and hopefully you are listening to this, is if you've been trying a lot of different things for a while, but nothing seems to stick, take a step back. Take a step back from your business and look at the 5 ones. Come up with one target market. come up with one big problem that you can solve, that you can then market that problem and talk about that problem. Come up with a solution to said problem. Remember, you're not trying to solve everything. You're trying to solve a problem for your client. Have one solution to solve that problem. Create one lead conversion event. For us, it was a live event, right? For you, it might be a webinar. Could be any number of things. And then do it for a year. If you do that, it is my belief, based on what we've seen from ourselves and what we've seen from other people, is your business will start to grow because you're not managing 25 different things, right? And you're super, super focused. So that's it. That's all it is. Pretty short and sweet, this one. Again, we're just back, but I wanted to, this has been on my mind for a while for you guys, and I really wanted to kind of talk about it. If you have any questions, reach out. Don't worry. I will absolutely answer. It is not my methodology at all. It was given to me by someone else who got it from someone else, so I'm sure got it from someone else. Generally, when it's passed down 5 times, then whoever gets it the 5th time, they can say it's theirs. I don't know if I'm 5th or not, but it doesn't matter, right? So the 5 ones is the methodology. Go through it, work through it in your business. Try it, right? Trust me, it just works, right? It just works. So short and sweet, guys. Listen, thanks for listening. If you have any comments, drop them in the comment box. If you are watching this on YouTube, we'd love you to like and subscribe, right? We've just put all our podcasts that we're sitting throughout our Apple and Spotify. We've just taken all those podcasts and they're all now sitting on YouTube, right? So you can listen. So the audio version, but you can listen to them there. You're going to start to see Angela and I appear on a podcast together, right? We've done a couple already, and then we took a little break, as I said. But you're going to start seeing that. And that's a little bit different. That's us talking about what it's like to run a business, right? And we have some dynamics because we're a husband and wife business team. So if you are a husband and wife business team, you might want to tune in and listen to what we talk about, what we say we go through, and what our experiences have been like. It might help you out. But yeah, if it's on YouTube, please go ahead, like and subscribe. If you're on Apple or Spotify or Google or Amazon, just go ahead and follow us, do your download, listen to us. And yeah, there you go. Super easy. So thanks again, guys. Love it. And I'll see you very soon. Thanks. Bye.